It says, at the 11th hour, on the 11th day of the 11th month, in 1918, there was an armistice declared, a temporary cessation of all hostilities declared between all the nations and Germany in this war called World War I, also known as the Great War. The war to end all wars. This started because of the killing of the Tsar of Austria in 1914. When I researched this is what bothered me, set me on end. The carnage and the destruction that resulted in killing 16 million people, the equivalent of 4 million people a year. 10,959 people a day. 458 people per hour. Both sides, soldiers, helpless civilians. This pattern continued until the war was over. In 1918. And what astounded me is that you're fighting with one another. You're not communicating with one another. You are just worried about the destruction that you can give to the other side. And it came to me that only God can do this. If I'm fighting with you and you're fighting with me, we're not worried about the time, we're not worried about the day or the hour. We're just worried about, or we're concerned about who's going to win. And all of a sudden, 1 hour, 1 day, 1 month, everything stopped. There was no more fighting. And I believe that somewhere along the line, everybody got to look at what they were doing and decided to stop. 1918, then in 1926, Congress adopted a resolution on June 2nd requesting that the President Calvin Coolidge would issue an annual proclamation calling for the observance of November 11th to be known as Veterans Day. It was made. The day that was created to honor veterans of World War I. And again in 1938, it was declared a legal holiday celebrating veterans of World War I. With a call to arms, World War II required the largest mobilization of servicemen and women in the history of the United States Armed Forces. After our forces fought in Korea in 1954, the Veterans Service Organization urged Congress to change the name from Armistice Day to Veterans Day. In June 1954, Congress approved the change to now on November 11th, it has been known as Veterans Day, to honor all veterans, whenever they served and wherever they served. 1968, it was adopted and moved the holiday to the fourth Monday in October. That didn't work. Then President Gerald Ford signed public law 94, 97, 89, status 479, which states Veterans Day will be an annual observance on November 11th. And from then on, Freedom. I've left this country several times and I've seen what it's like in other countries. I look at the history and I look at the country. I said there's no better place to live in the United States of America.
Amen.
So I read to you about the colors of the flag. Freedom. Do we really know what it means? Do we really know? It's not doing anything you think or want just because you think you're big or bad enough to do. But do whatever you want. Freedom. Is sleeping without being fearful of suppression, of someone coming to go and do whatever they will to you. We have peace. We have peace. We have the love of God. We just did the Pledge of Allegiance. One nation under God. So we can thank our veterans who took the oath to say, I will go. Not even caring or knowing whether or not we would make it back home. Or what condition, mentally or physically. We made that decision. Now that we're home, we're being thanked on this day because we have freedom in the United States of America. Freedom. Freedom is not free. It costs. It costs lives. It costs limbs. It costs arms. It costs legs. It costs memories. But the freedom that we enjoy, we celebrate this day that we call Veterans Day. There's always going to be a challenge, but I leave you with this suggestion. When you leave this sermon, look up. See the sun. And look for the sun, the S-O-N. Then pinch yourself and say, I'm still alive because I'm free. Because somebody else decided to raise their hand. Says, I'll go. I'll do what's necessary to keep this one nation under God. Under God. Free. God bless you.